Hello, class, and good morning, sir. This is Emmanuel Mugisha making a presentation on sustainable and ethical procurement, assignment 2. Again, you are welcome to this presentation, and we are going to discuss issues to do with green procurement. Just a moment. Yes, introduction. For Build Green Limited, in the context of Uganda construction and electronic supply chain, I will provide actionable guidance aligned with the best practices in ESG integration, sustainable procurement, and sustainability reporting. In the current global economic system, corporate sustainability has emerged as a central issue, especially against the backdrop of the increasing global focus on environment, social, and governance. As per Zhang's C of 2022. As societal expectations for sustainability grows, businesses have shifted their supply chain management focus from solely cost and efficiency to increasingly prioritizing sustainable performance. Again, according to Zhang, Chung, 2021. Incorporating ESG criteria into supply evaluation and procurement decisions. So traditional supply evaluation typically focuses on economic dimensions such as cost, quality, and delivery time, with scholars like Pedroso, Corolina, the environmental and social dimensions of sustainability issues into evaluation criteria based on the triple bottom line theory. That is according to Pedroso of 2021. So in the current era, where ESG factors are increasingly prominent, integrating these new sustainability capability requirements into supplier evaluation criteria is not only a compliance with regulatory requirements, but also a practice that enhances corporate reputation. And that is according to Marul 2023. Key ESG indicators for Uganda's supply chain. I've provided here a table which shows the ESG category, the relevant indicators, and explanation of the context. So the first category is on environmental. Here, the relevant indicators, we have life cycle, GHG emissions, we have e-waste generation, we have resource efficiency, and transport emissions. And the explanation of context is to reflect the LCA findings, transport and energy efficiency. Those are major sustainability levers in East Africa. The second category, which is social, we shall see that the relevant indicators, we have labor standards, local employment and skills development, community engagement, health and safety. And the context is that the social responsibility is crucial in Uganda. Supporting local jobs and safe working conditions can create shared value. Then, when we look at the category of governance, we shall say that the relevance indicators and corruption measures, supplier audits and certifications, that is the ISO 14001, SA 8000, and the explanation of the context is governance challenges like corruption and lack of transparency are a common procurement risk in Uganda. So, how to incorporate ESG into procurement? So, this one can be done through RFPs. These are requests for proposals, or RFQs, requests for quotations. So this is the one where you can put them so that the potential bidders at least can be aware of the requirements, so that when they are submitting their bids, they are well aware that they have to be incorporated. The second is the scorecard, in which we ensure that the scorecard caters for quantitative weights. For example, the percentages of cost, LCA, carbon dioxide, social compliance certifications, so that when you are weighing or comparing, at least you have the basis on which you can grade these vendors. So another way how you can incorporate ESG into procurement is by requiring third-party audits, environmental declarations, and declaration on labor and governance practice. So when you have these third-party audits to come and audit and they give their report, it's very easy to justify by giving them to third parties or other stakeholders to demonstrate compliance and implementation. Sustainability metrics to prioritize and how to embed them. So here showing how sustainability metrics need to be prioritized and how they can be embedded. One, at its most basic level, should value weighted mass recovery assessments when compared against simple mass recovered, provided a better estimate both environmental impact and retained quality. And this is according to Attili 2006. While EVT provides significant carbon emission reducing effects across all variants of EQ indicators, population and economic growth are all-time significant pollution enablers, and that is according to ICHI to 2022. Key sustainability metrics. So here I've given a matrix showing the impact area, the metric, and description. So under the impact area of climate impact, we see the metric being carbon dioxide equivalent per battery or per product. And the description is from cradle to grave, includes transport. Another impact area is e-waste. So here the metric is looking at the kilogram of e-waste generated per 1,000 units. And the description is particularly relevant for end-of-life impact. The impact area of local economic impact, we look at the percentage of material sourced locally or regionally, for example, in East Africa. And the description is, should support local development and reduce emission. The impact area of local labor rights, the metric is the percentage of suppliers with valid fair labor standards. Under description, we look at measured through audits and indicators. So another impact area is health and safety, in which we look at the number of independents per 100 workers, and the description is especially relevant for construction and logistics. So embedding metrics into procurement contracts and monitoring is what the next. So the contracts should include ESG key performance indicators with penalty or reward clauses. For example, the supplier must achieve less or greater than X kilograms carbon dioxide per unit, or offset the excess. So when we are evaluating and engaging in toll contracts, all these clauses should be made clear in the contract, and through monitoring and evaluation, they can be valued against the same. Another one is to require monthly and quarterly ESG reporting from suppliers. So when the suppliers issue reports with the entities, then a team can always go back to do due diligence to see what has been reported is what is actually on the ground. And this requirement itself will also ensure that the vendors are taking initiatives to ensure that they are putting whatever it needs to be compliant to the environmental and social and governance requirements. Also, you need to always conduct random audits and site inspections alone or with third-party verifiers. So, if the stakeholders know that random audits can always be made, they will always ensure that they are on the right track, not waiting for scheduled routine inspections. So these random audits is a good strategy to ensure that monitoring is performed very well. Basic structure for Build Green Sustainability Report. So this is the proposed basic structure for Build Green Sustainability Report, beginning with the executive summary, which should highlight key progress, challenges, and strategic goals. Then the second part is about Build Green, showing the mission, operations, and market context. Uganda, East Africa. The third chapter can be materiality assessment, which looks at stakeholder engagement results and ESG priorities. Then the fourth chapter section is ESG performance overview, which entails incremental, social, and governance sections with KPIs and charts. The fifth section has to look at supply chain sustainability, which focuses on suppliers, for example, green gold versus EcoCell case. Then the sixth is case studies and impact stories, which should highlight real outcomes, for example, community solar programs. Then the seventh section should have challenges and forward-looking goals, which entails a roadmap for the next year, targets and risks. Then section 8, the last one, should have appendices, which entails methodologies, LCA assumptions, GRIs, or SASB index mapping. Recommended reporting frameworks, which are about transparency, accountability, and strategic goals. I've put here a matrix showing the framework, the use case, and applicability to Build Green. Which the framework should have Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, using the case of financial materiality and investor oriented, where the applicability to green is ensuring useful if Build Green seeks international investors. So the issue of materiality is very, very important also for audits to ensure that there is really sustainability. Then another framework looking at ISO 26000, using the case of guidance on social responsibility and the applicability to Build Green, that especially this is relevant for labor and governance. Balancing transparency, accountability, and strategy. Transparency help can be done by publishing online, including both achievements and challenges. Then under accountability, third-party assurance, for example, local audits firm or sustainability verifiers. Then strategic alignment, tying ESG efforts to Uganda's Vision 2040, NDP3 and SDG targets. Summary recommendations. 1. To prioritize green vote for lower LCA impacts if budget allows, or negotiate EcoSafe to improve emissions. Embed SGA ESG into contracts via KPIs tied to GHGs, waste and social standards. Another recommendation is to ensure adapting GRI as a baseline reporting framework. Then another recommendation is leveraging procurement as a tool for environmental justice, economic development, and global competitiveness. Conclusion: ESG disclosure is becoming a mandatory requirement for entities, reflecting the growing global emphasis on sustainable development. Therefore, when evaluating the sustainability capabilities of their suppliers, entities must consider the evolving ESG requirements. I beg to submit. God bless you.